An Australian comedian who appeared on Kill Tony, one of the world's most famous podcasts, live podcasts that have ever existed, is being cancelled right now for a transgender joke. Daughter of one of Australia's most famous comedians claims her stand-up gig was cancelled because she makes jokes about trans people. Naughty. Hang on, she? A female comedian? Aren't they supposed to get away with these type? Isn't that... Okay. It's not even a white male comedian. This is a serious... She must have said something heinous. Because you can say anything as a white male comedian and get cancelled, but a female, she's... Holy shit. It is very rare to see someone who's not a white male comedian get cancelled for a joke, particularly about trans people. Like, the only other person I can think of is Dave Chappelle. I guess that just goes to show that when it comes to levels of people who must be protected by the heroes of the internet, black people and women, I'm sorry to inform you, don't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, my book, Betterman, is now on sale. Look at that. That's me. Fantastic. It's had hundreds of thousands of 5-star reviews. That's not true, but it's had a few. And I reckon you should buy it. I was reading it the other day, just going through my former glories, and I tell you what, I thought to myself, mate, this bloke, he is incredible. And you should get behind him. You should go to his website right now, isaacbutterfield.com, and grab Betterman. If you are a man and you haven't read this, then you're a piece of shit. Good. Now go and get it. A female comedian has claimed her upcoming gig at a pub has been canned because of her controversial views and jokes about gender and trans people. Isn't it crazy that that whole topic, the trans topic, is off the table when it comes to comedy? Like, if you want to be successful in the mainstream, particularly here in Australia, in the comedy world, do not talk about trans people. Don't talk about trans people or Aboriginal people. If you dare, you will be absolutely cast off into the distance. You will be shunned from that society because you aren't allowed to talk about taboo subjects. You're not. Like, race, gender, religion, you can talk shit about, Christians and Catholics, but any other religions is a no-go. You can't do that in this country. Isn't that just fucking insane? All these topics are considered punching down. And I can't, I've said this for a long time, I can't wrap my head around the idea that I think about certain people as lower than me and that's punching down. That's just not how my brain operates. I don't give a shit what you look like, what you do, what you believe. I will make a joke about you if I think it's funny, all right? I'm not a hateful person. There is zero hate in all of that, but I think you should be able to make jokes about absolutely anyone who would walk into your audience. Thou shall not punch down. Well, I think it's outrageous to think that people are below you, that you have to punch down. And you are a piece of shit if you think that you are punching down just because of their skin color or what gender they happen to be. That's fucking offensive. Imagine being a trans person and thinking people are punching down when they're making fun of you. Why are you so insignificant? Fuck off. And if you want to see me punching down for an entire hour, come and see me across Australia. I'm at the State Theatre in Sydney filming a special, which will be absolutely fantastic. And I'm at the Palais Theatre in Melbourne coming up in November, and a whole bunch of other shows are on sale as well at isaacbutterfield.com. Right, back to the big bigot herself, Biddy O'Loughlin, which is a terrible name. Sorry, Biddy. It just sounds sus, mate. It sounds like a euphemism for a fucking blowjob. Hey, babe. When you're done mowing the lawn, come in here and give me a fucking biddy. She's the daughter of Fiona O'Loughlin, she's a very funny comedian, which is great. Okay, so let's have a look at when Biddy first came onto the comedy scene. Now, she appeared on Kill Tony. Now, if you don't know Kill Tony, it's a podcast hosted by Tony Hinchcliffe and Brian Redband. Now, these guys are big in the comedy game in America. You may have heard of them, you may not have, but they have recently just sold out Madison Square Garden twice. So if you haven't heard of them, that's on you, you fucking idiot. I've seen Kill Tony live at the Mothership in Austin, in Texas, and it was absolutely fantastic. Basically, what they do on the show is they give you an opportunity to perform 60 seconds of stand-up, and this opportunity is bestowed upon like open mic comedians or people coming up through the industry, and they put their name in a hat, and Biddy has done that, and they get selected. And hundreds of people line up for this show to perform on stage. So she was very, very lucky. She got on stage. Let's have a look.
Make some noise for your next comedian, Biddy O'Loughlin, everybody.
I'm a single mom. I didn't find out the sex of my baby when I was pregnant, but I was kind of hoping for a miscarriage. If my kid had an extra chromosome, I would have taught it to say funny things. Like when people say, "Have we met before?" They could go, "Nah, I've just got one of those faces." I had a beautiful girl and I called her Dolly because she likes singing and boobs. Her first word was dada. I was like, where?
All right, so she said some outrageous shit. She's got good timing, plenty of potential, good fucking on her. Hey, Biddy, this is a message to you. Why don't you come and open for me when I'm in Melbourne on the 7th of November? Want to do that? That sounds fucking sick. Let's do that. Biddy was due to perform at the Cranker Comedy Show in October at the Crown and Anchor Hotel in Adelaide. But the stand-up performer has since been kicked off the lineup following a complaint made by a pub staff member. Why the fuck would you listen to a pub staff member about anything? And why would you listen to one person's complaint? Surely there's got to be a few complaints before you even start thinking about it. And if you've got any balls, you shouldn't fucking listen to anyone at all. I can just imagine that staff member right now, just blue hair, an unusable uni degree, and a bush so thick it could stop people walking from Mexico to Texas. It's understood the complaint was made regarding Miss O'Loughlin's comedy material and social media presence, which often centres around those who identify as transgender. And yeah, it's the flavour of the month at the moment, isn't it? The last few years, people have been talking about it a lot. It's in politics, it's on the news, so why wouldn't comedians talk about it? Biddy went on to say, I know some of the bartenders see me as a TERF, a trans-exclusionary radical feminist, meaning you don't consider men who used to be men that are now women as women when it comes to women's rights. That's what a TERF is, basically. But I don't consider myself a feminist, she told The Advertiser. Now, I'm not quite sure what joke she actually got cancelled for. It doesn't say in the article, but there is this one clip on her Instagram where she does say some things that might be considered anti-trans. So let's have a look at that.
Well, I don't think trans women are women. I think they're pussies. I saw a trans woman comedian once, and that guy was so bad, I thought for a second he might actually be female inside.
What? That was fucking it? Okay. Biddy's got potential here, mate. She's only starting out. I think this is a great opportunity to get behind a female comedian in Australia who actually has some fucking flaps instead of balls, you know what I mean? Has some big old dirty flaps. She doesn't give a fuck. She'll say whatever she wants. Free speech in comedy does not exist here in Australia, all right? There are so many people putting pressure on you as other comedians, putting pressure on you to say what they accept as what you can and can't talk about in stand-up comedy. And I say, fuck that, all right? Who gives a fuck? Punch up, punch down, throw king hits. I don't give a fuck. As long as it's funny, as long as people who pay to see the show are laughing, then it's all good. And if you are one of these people who goes to a comedy show and gets offended, gets up and leaves, then fucking stay home. Stay home, you fucking weak. Biddy has potential and we need to be able to give her the opportunity to grow. I don't give a fuck if she's not that funny now or she's hilarious now. It's all about how she can grow into the future. If you don't believe me of how hilarious she is, here's a request from her saying no people to attend her show. Proudly proclaims no people, please. Okay, does she mean like people who are, challenged, or does she just mean people who don't find things funny? Regardless, it's quite funny to say that. She really is taking a stand and she's saying political correctness is killing comedy. Good. Someone needs to say it. Absolutely. She is passionate. Here she is with the Make Women Female Again hat. Like, she's very passionate about it. She's been involved a lot in spruiking about the Sal Grover case as well, where a transgender woman was proved by a court to be a woman and then could use a female-only app. That sort of thing. She's involved in that as well. So she's very passionate, which is fantastic. What I absolutely love about her is here she is asking former Prime Minister of Australia, Julia Gillard, what is a woman? Now this takes some balls, some flaps. This is great.
Hello, my name is Biddy O'Loughlin. Thank you for holding this event. What is a woman? And do you agree with Queensland's Attorney General Minister for Women, Sharon Fentiman, that trans women are women, and with the UK's leader of the Labor Party, Sir Keir Starmer, that some women have a penis?
Look, I'm very happy to answer your question, but...
And Julia's 4-minute response, she just avoided the question entirely. Ladies and gentlemen, get behind Biddy. Biddy, come and open for me in Melbourne, all right? It's going to be a massive show. It's at the Palais Theatre. Let's fucking do it, lady. Get your tickets now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's sell that baby out, and I will see you all at the show. Unless you don't live in Melbourne, then I will see you at some point. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. My dick stinks. Toodle au revoir. Bye-bye.